Hi YouTube, what's going on? It's Kaiger1324 here, up here today with a little bit of a pickups video and also a board game collection video, and I'm going to show you how to make a very cheap and simple vacuum cleaner. Sorry the camera is being really shit for some reason today. It's a bit slower for some reason. I don't know why it's doing that. It might fix itself in a minute. Maybe it's because I'm recording in a different room, as weird as that sounds. I think the lighting can affect my camera. I don't know why. Hopefully it should fix itself, but if not, I've tried doing this like 5 or 6 times. I really fucking can't be asked to try it again. Anyway, up first from a local charity shop, I've got 3 DVDs. I've got Tom and Jerry's Blast Off to Mars. The lighting is terrible in here, but yeah, you sort of can see it. Yeah, that was 99p, and I also got a sealed copy of Tom and Jerry Shiver Me Whiskers. Again, I fucking hate this room. And that was also 99p. I'm gonna try closing the curtains. It's a little bit better. And also last I got Monsters University. This was $1.99, but it was sealed, so that's why I picked it up. I haven't actually sat down and watched this movie yet, so yeah, have to watch it. To get it sealed is always nice. Now I've got one Xbox, well it's technically 2. Viva Pinata and Forza Motorsport 2 bundle copy. Just fuck off, you twat! Where are you going?
You're going upstairs. Why?
You're such a whack. Say.
What?
Very cheap. Do it. Anyway, yeah, this was a bundle copy. They released a few games like this on the Xbox 360, and it was £2.50. So I just thought, hey, I'll pick it up. I didn't have it in the collection, even though I keep thinking I do. And then 2 PS3 games. I picked up Grand Theft Auto 5 Academy Edition. I do have this game. Have the original game, the Academy Edition box with the original game. Now I have a complete edition of the Academy Edition, which comes with sorry, Gran Turismo 5. Yeah, so it's nice to have that. And last but not least, for the same price, $1.99, they had a PlayStation 3 game called Cyberbike 2. Now, I know what Cyberbike is. It was a bicycle, like the exercise bike you could ride, obviously, but you plugged it into your Wii. I know it originally came out on the Wii, but I didn't realise there was a second one, and I still don't know if this game's a rare game or cheap game. Excuse me. I don't know if this game's rare or cheap or expensive, so I'm going to have to look it up. Maybe if I close the curtains and turn the light on. There we go. So yeah, I decided to pick that up. Sorry, it's a bit darker now, but hey, at least you might be able to see the games in that properly. And then this is some stuff that I got today. I picked up another board game from a place called Hawkins Bazaar. It's sort of like a gadget shop, and they had this game in there, and they had 50% off everything since it was closing down. It's a Destination. I've never played this game. I don't know what you do in this game, but hey, it looked pretty good, and it was only $14.99, but down from £30. So all sorts of bits and bobs here today. From another charity shop, I found Sonic and Sega's All Stars Racing. If you excuse me, I'm just going to pause the video because I need a drink. I'm really thirsty. Yeah, so they had Sonic and All Stars Racing featuring Banjo-Kazooie. It was just sat there in a pile by the till. It didn't have a price on it. I said, can I have this one? How much is it? She just goes £1, so I took it. Pretty somewhat decent game, and it's getting quite expensive as well. So that's a good reseller, even if I don't play it. From HMV, I picked up 2 Five Nights at Freddy's things. Five Nights at Freddy's The Silver Eyes, and it's a book, and it's actually you know, with written by the Scott Cawthon, game developer. I really really been loving the Five Nights at Freddy's videos lately, so it'd be nice to have a read through this. And it was $2.99 because any purchase. But I picked up another one of the vinyl minifigures, and this was £6.99. So in total, that comes to just under £10. I can never open these. Ooh, I can never open these things. I'm shit at opening things. Well, to a certain degree. Relic ship on simple vacuum sealer. So let's see who we can get. If you're wondering who you can get, those are different characters: Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, Balloon Boy, the Cupcake, Toy Bonnie, Foxy, Springtrap, Marionette, Toy Freddy, Golden Freddy. I think that's Nightmare Chica, the Crying Child, and an endoskeleton of Freddy. So let's see what I get. I think I've already got Freddy and Bonnie from this series. And I've also got Glow in the Dark Freddy. Who did I get? No way! Oh my god, I got the Marionette. This is a creepy son of a bitch. Look up some theories about this guy because he is fucked up. The whole Five Nights at Freddy's thing is just fucking mental, mate. It's messed up. Like the whole, it's not just about killer robots. It's just like, yeah, it's just nasty shit. Yeah, so and then some games and DVDs, all sorts of stuff here. Oh, I forgot to show this off in my last pickups video. I just picked up some GTX Pro, you know, little grips for my controller. Just because I've been playing the PS4, my brother's PS4, and he has a grip on his controller, and it really actually, it's really comfortable, and it really helps out with first-person shooters. Been playing a lot of Overwatch lately. Let's just go through these things. Oh, I got Heather Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging, just because there was a Sims 3 expansion pack, and it didn't have the right disc in it, so she got that. And she also got Ghost Ship, £1.50 each. No, not Ghost Ship, Ghost Boat. Ghost Ship is a really cool movie. Check it out if you haven't watched it. And I got here Worms Fort Under Siege, £1.50. No manual, just a disc, but hey, a pretty happy day to find a Worms game. Got this one from Game City for Heather. It's called RPG, Real Playing Game. It's sort of like a horror thriller game, setting sort of like a game universe. It looks really weird, but might be somewhat interesting. And then I got this movie Tokyo Zombie. It just looks mental. It just looks one of those really weird Japanese movies. I got here Gun Griffin Blaze, £1.99, and that DVD was also £1.50, and RPG was £2. Very happy to get this from CX. Batman Rise of Shin Tzu, £3.50. This is I hear to be one of the really good Batman game, and probably the best one on the PS2. And then I picked up Fantastic Journeys Pro Pinball on PS1, £1.99. And I picked up Rainbow Six Lockdown, 99p. I don't know if this is exclusive or not. And also a game called Kaiger. It's sort of like a mech simulator game from what I can see. So that's pretty much all that I picked up over the last few days. Some pretty cool stuff here. Again, hopefully I can get this in my suitcase, because I am going back home tomorrow, which means, guys, and I have my money for my capture card. I would have got it today, but there's nowhere that sells it, so I'm going to get it on Monday, and I hope to God it works, everything gets set up right, and I can play some games, and I hope to God they have it in stock, because if they don't, oh my God, I'm going to be so pissed. Oh. Anyway, so that's the pickup. Now time for the collection video. So I love board games. I'm a big fan of board games. If you don't know what a board game is, kids, before we had video games and social media, we played board games. it can be, there's board games for pretty much everything now. There's like beginner board games like for kids. There's sort of like the action-y sort of plasticky ones, board games, not really a board game, more of a playing a joytainment game, I don't know. And then there's sort of like the classic board games and some ones where actually is a board game, themed board games, role-playing board games, Dungeons & Dragons, all that cool stuff. It's just, I love board games. I don't play a lot of hardcore ones just because I don't really have people to play them with. I normally play these sort of board games with my brother and my partner when we come down here. So up first I have Destination Paris. From what I can tell, I got this today obviously, from what I can tell it's sort of like a taxi themed board game. It looks kind of interesting. Sorry, this is going to make a ton of noise, this one. It's not really a sort of board game. It's the Simpsons chess set. Had this game for years. Chess is one of the oldest board games going. Very chess. Everyone knows what chess is. Even if they don't know how to play it, you know what it is. And this is a Simpsons themed one. Had this for years. So yeah. These aren't every single board game I own. I've got quite a few under this bed and some downstairs. They're all scattered. So these are just the main ones that we play. The other ones are sort of just old ones. Well, not old ones, but like kids games we don't play anymore. Up now we have Payday, the newer edition Payday. Great game, love playing this game. It's a good, a fun little game, easy to play, very simple to understand, and a great family game. You can play this game pretty much any time you want, and yeah, it's not a long game either. It says on there 45 minutes, but you can choose how many months you play, and it's all about sort of you get cards where you have to pay bills, and it's all about having the most money at the end kind of thing. And it's based on like a whole go round, a whole go on the board is a month kind of thing. Now we have a Monopoly variant. I have quite a few Monopoly variants here. Monopoly is one of the most well-known board games by I think it's Waddington, sorry, but it is, I'm sure it's licensed somewhere. They've got all different licenses. Yeah, everyone knows what Monopoly is. It's a very well-known game, a lot of fun. Can take Monopoly can be over within a half an hour, or it could go on for about 3 or 4 hours depending on how you play, and it's a very tactical game and a very well known simple one at that. But this is the Pokemon variant, and this is the sort of older Pokemon variant. They have brought this game back out, re-released this game, but it's called the Pokemon Kanto edition. And the board and the tokens, the board is the same, but the tokens are metal instead of plasticky rubber type like these ones. And the box art is different, but the board is pretty much the same. And when I say board, I mean also the cards and stuff and the characters. Up here we have a Scrabble variant, the Simpsons Scrabble. I have a lot of Simpsons games, obviously a big fan of the Simpsons, watched it growing up. I still watch it to this day. I still need to get a few more Simpsons DVDs, but everyone knows Scrabble. The different Scrabble variants, you can use create words from that show if you want to, or you can just play normal Scrabble. Like you can use make words like doll and Quijibo, of course, and all sorts of things. Like id, even stuff like that from the Simpsons. So there's a good little bit of Simpsons knowledge here in this game, because you can make words from the show, and if someone don't believe you, it comes with the instructions saying that you can. Another Monopoly variant, well this isn't really more of a variant, but it's more of a different game, but it's still Monopoly City. Unfortunately we don't have the batteries to play this one. It does use some sort of electronic banking system in this game, but there's also, I know there's also yeah, I think this one's sort of an electronic banking system, but it also has the paper money, of course. And this one's all about building sort of like a city. It's a different style Monopoly game. I don't really quite understand it. I've played it once or twice. Still don't know the rules, but I have to find some batteries and try that one out, because it looks interesting. Up next, obviously, you guys know that I'm a big fan of Only Fools and Horses. Great show in Britain. If you've never watched Only Fools and Horses, watch it. It's hilarious. But there's lots of games that are based on the Only Fools and Horses, and this is the one that we've had for years. Now, looking at it, it don't look like much, but it's a very fun game. It's about getting money, selling off items in the game to other players, trying to make your money, and going into the different areas like Hooky Street, the Nag's Head, Voices Bang, and the casino. And the objective is basically to win the $1 million. And it's also got like a lose-win token, and it's a very fun game. A lot of fun, very easy to play. It might be for a more older audience, because it for young kids you probably wouldn't be able to understand this one, because there's a lot of sort of maths and stuff involved in this game, but it's a fun game, and I've had it for years and I remember it. Up next, another Monopoly variant. The rules weren't in it, so I'm putting back in. Another Monopoly variant. In England we got these limited edition city based, well, towns and city based games of Monopoly, and this is the Reading edition. And I've had this for years, and obviously growing up in Reading we had to have it. Up here we have another Only Fools and Horses board game, but this one's called the Nag's Head board game. Played it once the other day when I got it, and it's a very different game, and it's actually a very short game, I've noticed. You can but the only problem is this game didn't come with instructions, and there weren't any instructions online anywhere that I could find. So if you know where they are, feel free to send them to me. Like, leave a link in my videos or something, and I'll check it out. But we sort of made up our own rules on how we thought it was played, and maybe we did something wrong because it was over very quickly. Got lots of things here. I noticed that I am missing another Monopoly variant, so I'll just tell you what it is. Well, I say I'm missing it, but it's probably downstairs. That's Monopoly Junior, of course, the junior version of Monopoly, which is pretty fun still to this day. Up next we have another Monopoly style variant game, Monopoly World Edition, Here and Now World Edition, and this is a pretty fun, faster paced Monopoly. I've noticed you don't really have the building houses and stuff on this game. It's more about collecting tokens and stuff. It's a much faster Monopoly games, and a lot easier to understand for younger audiences. Next we have Monopoly Star Wars, the Clone Wars. Of course, a Monopoly based on the Clone Wars Star Wars, and yeah, it's a great game. Again, you know, some Star Wars themed tokens. I'll just tell you what ones I can see under the bed. I have Heroes Quest under here, very classic game. Unfortunately I don't know anyone that wants to play it with me, but classic game. I've got a Risk under there, Star Wars the Clone Wars, but it's not the Clone Wars TV show, it's the actual Clone War era. Scrabble under there, Trickster Scrabble, Kaplunk. I know Outburst is under there as well, and all sorts of stuff under there, but I ain't getting it out. Another variant of Monopoly, the Lord of the Rings trilogy edition of Monopoly Lord of the Rings. Again, you know, and just to let you know, these variant Monopolies can be played like normal Monopoly, but the game does include a special rules, sort of where you roll certain dice numbers. You can use powers and things like that, stuff like that, but we play normal Monopoly instead of confusing ourselves. Then here we have the 2006 FIFA World Cup edition variant of Monopoly, again based on the World Cup 2006. Of course, my dad and brother big football fans, so yeah. Then we have a little children's game here called Scabs and Guts. Yes, Scabs and Guts, sort of like a science biology type board game there, with some trivia on science and things, so sort of an edutainment type game. Then we have the Best of British, the Logo board game, and I do have the original Logo board game as well, and we have the Billionaire Logo game as well, but we don't know how to play that for fuck knows why. But yeah, this is again plays sort of like the logo game, but all the questions are based on British things, like food and drinks and TV shows and stuff like that. Then we have Monopoly Revolution. This was the sort of first Monopoly game to change the board to the circle, which I still don't like, and also have electronic banking. Haven't played it in a long time. From what I remember, it's an okay Monopoly game. Then I have here Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, the board game. Don't play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, unfortunately. I think I'm missing a few of the dice from this game, unfortunately. But when I was young, I used to love playing this. Even though I didn't know the rules, I made up my own rules and I loved it. But yeah. Oh yeah, I'm also missing the Only Fools and Horses DVD game, which is downstairs, and I can't be asked to get it. And that's a fun game, plays similar to the original, but also add some trivia through DVD features. Then we have Monopoly Bristol Edition. Have nothing to do with Bristol. I don't live there. Never been there, I don't think. But I picked this up from a charity shop, and when I opened it up, everything was still brand new, sealed. And I got it for like £3, so that's why I got it. And here we have the original 1984. I think it's from 1984. I can't find a copyright date on it. Yeah, 1984 Monopoly. I don't know if it's the original, but it's a great Monopoly game. The board's massive, and everything in here is in fantastic condition. The board's a little bit ripped. I did notice that in my last video. I did actually rip it when I was undoing it. And then we have 8 more games left. Up first we have oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm missing the SpongeBob Game of Life as well. I noticed that in the bedroom somewhere. SpongeBob Game of Life. We have here the Simpsons Lost and Found board game. This plays sort of like Ludo, I guess, with some different sort of game style in it. It's a very simple game, but I had it growing up and it's still fun to play today. Speaking of Simpsons, I've got the Simpsons Monopoly variant. Again, plays like the normal Monopoly, but it's all Simpson themed. And yeah, great Monopoly variant. There's hundreds of Monopoly variants, guys, so to have every single one is if you have every single Monopoly variant, it's very hard to do, because again, what ones come out in your country, but there's so many Monopolies out there, and I love them all. Up here we have the Simpsons Cluedo. I never knew how to play Cluedo, but my partner showed me how to play it, and it's a very fun game, very classic game again, but based on the Simpsons. Next we have here Go for a Broke. This is an early variant of it as well. I think it's a 90s variant. The whole point of this game is to lose £1 million. Unfortunately, the box is terrible and all the stuff in there is nowhere near where it should be. Then we have the Simpsons Game of Life. Everyone knows the Game of Life. You go through life, have kids and stuff like that. Very, very fun game, classic game, but it's Simpson themed. Next we have Hotel Tycoon. This is a very interesting game. It's quite complicated, but once you know how to play it, it's somewhat fun game. It's sort of about building your hotels and making money and stuff like that. But it's got a lot of buildings in it that you have to build by hand, and I hate that. Next we have a very dusty copy of the Game of Life, the original. Not the original, but it's an early one from the maybe early 2000s, 90s. And last but not least, the Anton Deck Saturday Night's Takeaway board game. This is the earlier variant, and they have re-released this game in a smaller box, but this is the earlier variant, and the whole idea of this game is to get to the end, answer trivia questions to get prizes. Plays very similar to the show, and there's also sort of like a dare type card element to this game where you have to do some weird stuff, and the Mag's Head game had that as well. Anyway, that's been my board game collection video, and I'm gonna end this video here. We've had some pickups and some collection stuff. I'm gonna end the video here, and I'm gonna have to go and put this stuff back now. I hate, that's the worst thing about getting your collections out, is that you have to put them back. But yeah, anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and of course comment below, let me know what board games you have and what ones you like, and of course feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. So the video hasn't been amazing, but gameplay comes on Monday, so I'll be getting my capture card and we'll be playing some games. Oh yeah. Excuse me, not a video of that, but anyway, see you later guys, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be gameplay. See you soon.